Hi, welcome to something new on this channel. I asked on Twitter if it would be interesting to showcase my city Skylines gaming, which is, well, I'm a patchy gamer, meaning that I have these periods in which I don't game at all, and I have these periods in which I just can't stop gaming. It's very black and white. But City Skylines is one of those games that I keep coming back to every once in a while. And perhaps if I dose myself a bit better with gaming instead of going all in and just maybe half an hour or an hour each week or something like that, maybe in that case, it would work better. Suddenly the game changed. Why is that? Well, because the game crashed in between the first recording and what you're seeing now. That's why suddenly the whole theme is different, but more on that later. So what's the idea with this video and what are you watching? Well, I like City Skylines, of course I do. I make maps, I like infrastructure, I like architecture, city planning, and so on and so forth, and building your own worlds and geofiction and all that good stuff. So, City Skylines and other games like it, such as, well, to name a few, SimCity, of course, but also Open Transport Tycoon Deluxe, Open TTD, and Transport Fever 2, and even games that are more strategic, such as Civilization, are right up my alley. But this game has been out for quite a while now and has some great mods and great pieces of content available for it. And I thought, you know what? I want to build my own very American city. You know, that's what I'm doing. I have my own imaginary city, of course, which is Wisburg. But I don't want to build a Dutch city in this game because there are a lot of mods that will enable you to. And there are people doing that, and that's fantastic. But I live in a Dutch city, and I've already imagined one when it comes to style with Wisburg. So I decided, no, I want to make an American one because that's what this game excels at. So that's what we're doing here. So you'll notice at the bottom of your screen there that it's called Record City for now. It's not the official name. It's just, you know, this is the city I'm recording with, so I named it as such. You'll also notice that I'm playing with money, so not unlimited spending. I'll need to build a city that actually makes money. That's going to be a bit of a challenge, I think, because, you know, I basically want to construct an existing city out of thin air, much like city builders like $2.20? 2 cents, dollars, $2. I'm sorry, I forgot his name. The Australian City Skylines player I like watching so much, and Biffa, and who else? Prez, and I'm probably forgetting one or two City Planner plays. They're all great City Skylines players, and I thought, you know what? Why not try it myself? So I have an idea with this city. It doesn't have a name yet, and I'm open to suggestions. So the idea behind this city is it's a slightly older American-style city. So more like Boston or Baltimore. It's got a port. It's a rather hilly terrain, rather mountainous terrain. So the density is quite high in places. Also because the older American cities are more interesting when it comes to density. You know, they have more mixed zoning, if you will, which also resonates more with the way Dutch and European cities in general are designed, so they feel more human somehow. Anyway, but that's a different discussion. What I'm doing now is I'm basically making the old harbor, which is right at downtown. So this is the downtown area, and it has these old docks that are still around, but they're not actually used as industry anymore. So you'll have these old industrial offices. You'll have remnants in the area of an industrial past. So there will be a industrial like architecture. There will be a wrought iron bridge wrought iron? I don't know, box girder bridge anyway. But no, not box girder. There will be a steel bridge any minute. Later in the video, you'll see it. And there will be signs of the times. Like in the 70s and 60s, cities were building highways. I think in the United States, the highway trend started even earlier than here in Europe. And you'll notice how the city builders of Record City here decided to, you know what? We're gonna build a highway straight through the downtown area because that's the future, man. They also like to surf, apparently. Anyway, so that's what we're doing here. I'm building a coastline, which is a quay, which is more industrial, with the beautiful network, retaining wall there with the metallic edge and the tires and so. And this is the station area because you had a lot of stations near the coastline or the waterfront in American cities. So I figured, well, that's where we're gonna have a terminus. Of course, I'm already looking through my assets, what bridge I've got, and I found this asset, and now all it needs is a highway through it. It's quite narrow, but it fits 2 lanes next to each other. I've got a bunch of mods installed. Let me just quickly look at my list here. Network tiling, network extensions too. Relight, railway replacer, toggle it, hide it. City vitals watch. And the buttons at the top right is, I think, toggle it, which is very useful. I've got the picker mod, so I can quickly pick something, the eyedropper in Photoshop, and pick a road that I don't know which it is. You'll see that in action later on. I've got a lot of highways installed. I've got the UI expander installed. I don't know what. It's not in my immediate list. I've got traffic manager installed, which will help me create some real problems for myself. Because what I like about that is actually having to make a traffic system that works. So I want to make a city that works, that actually makes money, that actually functions. But I do want to cheat just a little bit. So when it comes to roads or earthworks, you know, I don't mind cheating just a little bit. And I've got the 81 tiles mod installed, so all the tiles are available to me. But it will still be difficult because I'm already building highways and I don't even have a functional town yet. So that will be interesting. I'll probably start with the suburbs and work my way inward. So that I'm going to work from the outside in, which is going to be interesting because I'll need to keep in mind how things are going to work. Because I need to keep in mind that how the city grew. So you grow from the suburbs in means you need to build from present day to earlier city planning. So I'm trying to fix a highway into the bridge here, which is a bit finicky, but with the Move It mod, it should work. Yeah, I like the way this turns out. It's quite a high bridge, and you have to make quite a high bridge because in the past, at least, ships would sail under this. Perhaps the port is a little bit small looking back at this, but I'm curious if you have any feedback on that. And what I'm also gonna do is I'm gonna stack the highway. So it's gonna go lower, and then it's going to double stack. I'll need to find some assets to really make it more believable. And you'll see me filling around with the right angles of the roads and such. And yeah, and of course the supports will have to be improved, but I'll get to detailing stuff like that later on when I get to really sink my teeth into the downtown area. But I'm really excited about this, actually. I feel that I've built a lot of cities and none of them I've actually filmed or recorded like this. And there was quite some positive feedback to making this, you know, to the idea of recording a series like this. So I'm curious. I'm curious how this will go. So yeah, I was already messing with the slope there, and I figured out, well, it needs to be quite a gentle slope, so I'll need to make this more gentle. You don't want any very tight curves all of a sudden on a highway. Although really old highways sometimes do come with their oddities, and I do like an oddity or two every once in a while. So there's a parallel road to the highway. I might put that under there. I'm looking for a support already. These are bridge supports, but I know there are double stack highway supports available in the asset store, in the Steam workshop, I should say, not the asset store. But I'll look for that a different time. I don't think I'll find one in this play session, but that's fine. It's more of a general introduction and planning session this than a really you know, a definite building session. And yeah. And it's interesting for me to do this, to look back at it and then decide, what am I gonna tell you? So I keep looking. I've already started, at the end of this video, you'll see me start work on a bit more of the city on the other side of the river. So there will be a typical downtown or inner city suburb, and there will be typical American suburbs, inner city suburb, no, inner city neighborhood, and suburbs beyond that. You'll also have some decrepit industry that I want, and some old harbors, and some new harbors, and some prison stuff, and some big gas, what are they called? Gas storage facilities. It will be a slightly rough city, I guess. That's what I'm going for. Slightly depressed, beyond its glory days, and I'm just sketching out the highway here. I want to make this better looking, of course, and for some reason the parallel roads mod didn't work. I don't know why that is. I'll need to look into that. And everything's sped up, of course, so I'm not that quick in real time. And it will be mostly a grid-based city. Of course, I'll use public transportation. And with the traffic manager mod, I'll definitely turn off despawning to make it really difficult for myself. So I'm planning out the neighborhoods. So that will be more inner city industrial. That will be the inner city neighborhood that I mentioned. There'll be a park just around, I think, the waterfront or the intersection that, yeah, right there. The Bridge Park. If you have any naming suggestions, please do so. There will be a former harbor there. An old harbor park, I think, or old dock park. So they filled that in and made it a park. It's more upscale, high density residential area. This hill will be a national park as well, so lots of hiking, maybe some landmarks there. You know, a big communications tower. The modern ports will be on the other side of the Bay Area here. That's more the old ports. Old industry and mixed residential and quite poor neighborhood. A bit weird area that. But I like weird areas. And I'm just cleaning up the key there. The waterfront. Yeah. I haven't downloaded a lot of buildings for the downtown area just yet. I'll probably do that when we get to it. I'd like to have your suggestions as well for great buildings from the Steam workshop. Yeah, there's some great stuff in there, but I do have to make sure that the game doesn't balloon when it comes to file size and loading time, because we have to keep it fun. So the suburbs will be probably more generic cities, skylines, vanilla buildings mixed in with some content from the workshop, but not too much. So of course they've built a highway right along the edge of the national park here, because why wouldn't you? If you've got a highway that high, you'll want to build it that high, and then you can use the hill or the mountain here to keep it the same level. And that makes things a lot cheaper, especially if you haven't built up this area. So I decided to place it next to the railway there. I might actually combine the railway with the highway. I really like that in cities where you have a train running through the median of a highway. So I might do that just there looking at it now. I didn't in this playthrough, but I might in the future. So that will help connect the inner city neighborhood and the suburbs beyond with the downtown area. Yeah, we're nearing the end of this video. Let me know what you'd like to see. If you have any naming suggestions for the city, you can put them in the comments below. If you have any tips and tricks, I know there's no time lapses yet, so more to come. Thank you for watching.